illegal! Yeah!
As a felon, I'm not even supposed to be carrying this gun.
Here, you can have this beauty.
This sucks.
Dude, actions have consequences.
I can't own a gun, but can I still own a crossbow?
Okay. Do you live in America?
Yeah.
Okay. Should be able to. Why can't you own a gun, son?
Well, I had a protective order put against me, and that took away my Second Amendment right.
Hell yeah.
How bad is? Are we helping a baddie today on the show? This is the first time we might be at. Well, tell us about this protective order.
Well, I had a ex-girlfriend accuse me of physical violence. Texas is a one-person state. I didn't give a statement. I plead out to the charge to avoid anything worse, and they instilled a protective order that included me not being able to own a firearm.
Okay.
So tell me a little bit more about this specific restraining order. Do you remember what the specific language is? Does it say Second Amendment? Does it say firearm?
It just says firearm on it, on the lifetime protectancy order.
Hey, caller, did you like hit her, choke her? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, how serious? Like, did she deserve it?
Well,
That was our comedian. Before you answer that, caller, two things.
By the loosest
hold on.
definition of the way.
What were you accused of? He's the comedian. He said that you did it, basically. What were you accused of doing?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Well, I was accused of holding somebody down against their will.
That's it?
Nice.
Yeah.
Like a bear hug.
Yeah, essentially.
It's not the worst, honestly.
Oh, that's pretty tame, caller. I mean,
Yeah.
you didn't even get like a haymaker in there or anything?
Oh, what was that?
Never mind. It's fine. It doesn't matter.
He just keeps trying to incriminate you. I want to ask the woman. Well, hold on. Before I make an assumption, was this a lady or was this a dude? Is it because we're cool with either one on the show?
It was a lady.
Okay, progressive. So then I'm gonna refer this question over to the lady.
Yes.
How do you feel about the facts so far?
Well, I mean, if you're just holding somebody down, I mean, I usually got to ask for that. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
we
always
got
the flavors.
a freak. All right.
All right. Well,
Love
no one
you.
on this call is gonna take feminism seriously, but that's fine. Okay, keep going, caller.
So the reason why I asked specifically about the order is because that's what's really going to govern here. Is this specific order, because whether it's related to a felony or not related to a felony is one category, but then the restraining order itself can have language that restricts you beyond just the typical definition of a firearm. So do you recall any of the particular language there?
No, not any particular language. I just remembered when I was discussing it with my lawyer, it just said firearm, that I could not have them in my name.
And so you're thinking about getting a crossbow.
Hypothetically, I wanted to kind of see how far my right still exists in that domain.
Do you already have the crossbow, or are you thinking about getting one?
I'm thinking about getting one in the future.
What do you want to use this crossbow for? Just curious.
Hunting purposes. That's
bow
it.
fishing.
Oh, shit.
We actually went out and we got a crossbow for today. We're gonna play with it later because this was an interesting idea that we had come up on the caller sheet.
Yeah, it is a very interesting idea. And here, we'll just dive in a little bit on the question of what is a firearm. There are some exceptions that are weird that don't really apply here, but both under Texas law and under federal law is a pretty clear definition, something that is able to or can be readily converted into a device that uses an explosive or percussive force to shoot a projectile.
So you hear that? If you're a felon, if you're sitting at home, you can still have a crossbow.
This is not explosive.
Now hold on. Let me give a little caveat here. One, it depends state by state. So, caller, what state are you in?
I'm in Texas.
Okay, so surprise, surprise, Texas, not too harsh and not too restrictive. While some states would say you cannot have any kind of weapon or any kind of projectile weapon, Texas does allow you to have a crossbow if you are a felon. In the case of a domestic violence restraining order, you can still have a non-firearm, like a crossbow or a regular bow or whatever those are called. And as long as the order itself doesn't specifically bar you from having that. So you'll definitely want to have a lawyer look at the language directly to make sure you're not running afoul of any issues.
I actually have a question.
Yeah, go
like,
ahead.
how far away from her do you have to stay with the restraining order? Like, what is it, like 500 feet?
And what's the range on the crossbow?
Exactly, dude. Like, can we still get this bitch?
See,
Like,
that's
what
actually,
I'm...
they measure
50
the
feet.
distance of a
What it
crossbow.
says.
Wait, well,
So,
let him answer. What's the range on the protective order?
50 feet
50?
from the home and workplace.
Okay.
So,
Oh, you have to stay
so
away
there
from
was
the
there was no
property. Yeah.
specific languages as to whether or not we would both be out in the same vicinity of a restaurant happenstance.
So she follows you just to be like, no, this is my CC's pizza. Like you might have to leave.
Oh, deep cut on the CC's.
Yikes!
Yeah.
It's a waste of
What's CC's
$3.
policy on a crossbow?
Most
I think as
likely.
long as it's not concealed, it's fine. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Wait, is that where you bartend? Do they have a bar at CC's?
That'd
be crazy.
Bartender on.
Gang
Okay.
activity and bar.
So, what would you use the crossbow for again? I guess I'm kind of
Oh,
lost on that part.
I mean, you use it for hunting, like elk hunting.
Okay.
Not the greatest game alive, humans, right?
Well, I mean, you could hypothetically.
Not the right answer.
Hadn't even considered it as the right answer.
Yes.
Actually, guys, I'm going to jump in here real quick.
Yeah, please.
I noticed that Rob, can I call you Rob?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Rob seems to have a bit of a lisp.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, like restraining order, crossbow. I'm going to go ahead and say, no, you can't own a crossbow, dude. Not until you fix the fucking lisp, dude.
Okay.
The law of Davey.
I would actually say, by the same logic, I feel like I even believe that he was innocent more because of the lisp, right? Like the man who is going to hold a woman down and I'll tell you right now. That's a certain type of voice, you know.
That's true.
And then the lisp, I think that he didn't do it.
Stop struggling, bitch.
That's a caller. You barely have a speech impediment, and I don't know what our guest is.
It might be the speaker, honestly, Rob,
be
and
the
I
speaker.
apologize for that. But
All right.
Violence order and making sure that you can look at it, and we'll make sure to get you those resources so you can feel comfortable when you do not go hunt humans with your new crossbow.
Well, no, he already did the deal, right? You already signed your plea deal, right?
Yeah.
So can he?
It's not a plea deal; it's a restraining order.
But he already can he undo it retroactively?
No, but he wants to
Now
understand what the scope of the
charge was a
language is.
deferred charge. So if it was not for the protectancy order, I would have those rights installed back to me after time served.
So how long is the restraining order in place?
It says lifetime. It says 100 years. So if I live
Yeah, damn.
to
how hard did you hold her down?
They're like Robin Hood. When you're 100 years old and
25
you're
or-
using a
or
walker, you
21,
better not get near
25,
this lady.
then I'd be able to have
I
it again.
would honestly suggest something better and just get a sword, my guy.
Ooh.
Don't
That's
even.
also on the table.
Yeah, but you can only throw a sword so far.
Sierra, no, like a javelin. Sierra with the edged weapons, no surprise. We'll get you those resources, caller. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely learn some lessons from this incident, but definitely check out those resources and make sure that your weapon of choice, non-explosive, can be yours.
Rob, you seem like a pretty cool guy. Why don't you meet me at Thief Pizza later on and we'll hang out?
Caller,
Hell yeah.
it's barely noticeable. It's
All right. Thank you, Robin O'Loxley. And do you feel like you've been heard and given a little guidance today?
I feel like those were pretty great answers for a tough question.
Awesome.
thank you.
Yeah.
You
You want to shoot the fucking crossbow?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
I want to shoot it.
All right. Here we have the white man in his natural habitat.
Part Arab.
Even more natural.
Trigger safety right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
On target.
Nailed it. Yeah.
Nailed it.
Please tell me you got that.
This is hardly legal! Yeah! Yeah!
Bill left you hanging. I'm here.
Yeah, guys. First call. How do you feel about the crossbow situation?
Pretty cool, dude.
I want to hear from the lady first. This is not just a crossbow. This is a domestic
Yeah,
abuse
so-
and crossbow double trouble.
I'm a bit of a 4-H franny myself. I grew up doing like hunting and fishing and all of that. South Louisiana, people like guns and stuff. So
But do they love crossbows?
They sure do.
Oh, you're a swamp person.
Sorta.
Nice.
Like a city swamp person, if you
I
will.
like that. It's hot.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's not a big deal. I mean, I personally would never want to be shot with a crossbow. But I think it's cool for felons to have alternative weapons.
Okay.
I think it's okay.
So then, like the crossbow just becomes the weapon of the pedophile
Maybe.
because they can't own a gun. It's like if you see someone with a crossbow, there's a story there. Like, there's a
Exactly.
I
secondary.
mean, at some point in the universe when we get to hunt pedophiles,
Yeah.
I would like to know that they only have a crossbow.
And then where does it stop? At some point, you see someone with a slingshot, you're like, oh, that's a double felon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Honestly,
not
though-
I'm only 5'7". I'm not Goliath here. I'm not worried about a single
And I
shot.
mean, you know about all our crazy elk population we have here in Texas, so I'm sure he'll be really into the elk hunting.
Is there a single elk in Texas?
I have no idea.
Probably like on some exotic game farm, I would
Yeah.
imagine.
In the Panhandle, maybe.
But also too, it's
Big
like
Bend?
if he plans to travel to hunt, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Can you travel with the crossbow? Like, can you board an
You
airplane?
can travel with a gun. I think
so
you
you
can
can't travel with a gun
crossbow.
unloaded. You can check a gun for sure.
So if I show up to a Southwest Airlines flight with this, am I sitting wherever I want, I guess? That's the first time of sightseeing.
Yeah.
I think the pilot literally gives you the key to the plane, and he's like, anywhere
I'm
you
pretty
want.
sure if you look cool enough,
Yeah.
people will just be like,
I'm
yeah.
boarding in group 8, but it's still
Look,
priority seat.
As a person who accidentally had a gun in his bag when he went through TSA, I can tell you they don't like it. They're not into it.
Whoa, you did that?
Yeah.
A loaded gun?
Yeah, I was going to a funeral, left it in my briefcase, realized it as soon as I put it in the machine, and had my concealed carry. So fortunately, I did not go to jail, just a $5,000 fine. But here's the crazy part. They just put the gun back into your bag. They follow you to the front door of the airport, and then they go, here's your gun back.
They gave you a $5,000 fine?
Yes, but it's only $2,500 if you pay it in 30 days.
You left that off the first time you told me this story.
Well,
like, they just
yeah.
gave me the gun back. I'm
Also,
like, oh, wow, that seems pretty
But also, it was an honest
$2,500 if you
mistake.
pay it in
Like,
30
what?
days.
Yeah,
What's
I
the
asked
point
the
of
guy-
$5,000
So I asked the guy
then?
there because it was an airport in Texas, and he was like, "Yeah, we probably get 8 of these a day."
Are you serious?
Yeah. And
And
if
you're
you
not
have-
even a rapper or anything. That's crazy.
I know. They were like Kim Jong Bill. No, I mean, but the reality is they're like, look, people with concealed
striking
carries,
resemblance.
It happens, right?
Yeah.
I know that round. And...
If you have a crazy legal story and you want to talk to some lawyers anonymously, for free, call us.
Wait, we're not getting paid?
Nothing at all. I don't know how we're going to pay for it, to be honest.